What's up guys, it's Cody with 3D Printing Technology. So for this video, this is more of a haul or unboxing type video, I suppose. It's a new format that I'm trying out. So essentially what this video is we was looking around on eBay, Facebook, Amazon, Craigslist, those type of sites, and we stumbled across a good deal on some Monoprice 3D printers, and so we picked them up, and some of them's different types of printers and some of them has different issues, so we figured that we could unbox the printers because there's about 5 of them, and then show you what we got and what's wrong with them potentially, and use that as a video. So after explaining that, what we're going to do is the printers, we got 5 printers. They came in 2 big boxes, so we're going to unbox, open up both boxes, take all the printers out, go over them, see what's wrong with them, maybe test a few of them out, and then right through we can use these for future videos because some of them's Select Minis, some of them's Delta printers, so there's different printers in the boxes. Okay, so here's one box, and then the second box is stacked on the bottom. So now we can get ready to open the boxes up. Okay, so I still got some styrofoam, but it looks like we got one bag for electronics right here, power cords and hot end cables maybe. And then here's one printer right here. Yeah. Alright, so the first box had this bag of power supplies, I guess, for the next set of printers. And it had this, I'm guessing it is the Maker Plus Monoprice printer. So there's that. Alright, so opening this box, the second box, got 1 printer, 2, 3, and 4. So we got a Maker Plus on the table, 3 versions of the Select Mini, and it looks like a Roadstock Delta type printer. Okay, so we'll set this printer and bag of power supplies off to the side for now while we unbox these printers, and then after they're all unboxed, we'll come back and unwrap each printer and take a closer look at it. Okay, so I've set the box aside and the first printer aside as well. Here is what's in the box. We got a Roadstock Delta style Monoprice printer. We got what's like a Select Mini V2 because of the black trim on the display panel on the bottom. This looks like a V1 Select Mini, and a second V1 Select Mini. So we have 5 printers, 1 big one, 1 Roadstock Delta, and 3 Select Mini versions. So right now we've got all the printers unboxed and set them all to the side. So now we got the what appears to be a Maker Plus type printer. And right now we're going to get ready to unwrap it and then just give you my first impressions of it. And then go over it once, and then once we get all the printers unwrapped, maybe we'll turn a few of them on, see if they actually work. Or if not, what is wrong with them. So now, take the binder clip off, set that to the side. And here we got the control panel or power supply in this one box, I don't know what to call it. And something interesting I've noticed is that it has a macro SD card, whereas I thought it would have a full size SD card like the Precisa printers, but I guess it's going with the same thing for all their printers. So now we're going to start unwrapping it. This is already unwrapped. looks like it comes out of the back, so set this off to the side. Not sure which side it goes on to begin with. Okay, so first, so it had one layer of protection on it. I think it has one just for the spool holder. Yeah, it's like I thought. The spool holder was all metal. At least this part is. This is sort of a molded plastic. So I'm gonna turn the printer around so we get a up closer look of it. Alright, so we got it all unwrapped. I got the, I'm gonna call it control panel box thing. Display box, I'll call it that for now. Got it off to the side, since that's how the Turbo Tornadoes is set up. So I'll set this one up like that. So going over it, we got, it's like a standard turn knob, non-touch LCD panel. Pretty longer than the Turbo's power supply box. Got the SD, micro SD port, USB, and probably another port that you can program it with. Here's what the back looks like. You got a fan. The cable is going to the printer, and this is probably the power supply input. Okay, so going over the printer itself. This piece actually works bent. So far I have to fix that somehow. Got a note that says roost hat. That's not good. Got to figure that out. Looks like this printer has definitely been used by the fact some wear and tear. And some dust right here. And obviously the main giveaway is the print bed. So, let's get an up close look of it. This is my first look at it as well. So we got a cable chain going on the back. Does not sound or feel good. Maybe the bearings need to be replaced. And then this is a direct drive printer, so that's a good sign. This piece is twisty, so I don't know if that's how it's, I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. I think this printer has definitely been used. So yeah, that's it for this first impressions on this printer. So I guess I'll try to power it on once I get all the printers unwrapped to see if it actually works and how it moves with the firmware. And there's the Monoprice logo. Okay, so the next printer that I picked was the Delta Roadstock Monoprice one. This is one I'm probably most looking forward to unwrapping because I haven't got a chance to have hands-on time with one of these printers yet. This has all mostly been the cartesian box-shaped printers, and this printer can't be too much worse than the other printer. It's kind of hard to beat how bad of a shape that one was in. I'm gonna unwrap it and I'll show you guys what it looks like. Okay, so this printer looks probably about in the same shape as the other one, but that's not too much to go wrong since it's kind of a frame by itself. First thing I've noticed is the build plate is in the same situation, sticky-ish, and it's been used. And there's also dust starting to think this may be actually a glue stick residue, but I'm not too sure. It's still got the screen protector on it. And I noticed there was some more protection wrap on the sides of the printer. When it's a brand new printer, they put protection on the sides that has not been removed yet. So that's a good sign. That didn't look too bad. It's maybe some heavy cleaning that needs to be done. So on the side, we got the extruder idler motor piece. This is what the filament's going to feed into. Like on my Strike Mini V2, it feeds into the top right here. That's the same piece on this side right here. And it goes through the top part of it. There's the motor that feeds it with. It's this part, and through this black cable right here down to the hot end. This one has a hand on it, so that's a nice feature. Whereas more printers had one on them. Here's that plastic protection I was speaking about. Here's the ports on the side. We got its micro SD card, power input, and a USB port. And so for the hot end, it looks like it's just a heatsink fan. So pretty much a fan that cools the heatsink and the parts at the same time, like the Strike Minis do. It also has the removable clips like the Strike Minis. This essentially looks like a Strike Mini mount. And here is the nozzle. As you can see right here, it's obviously been printed with because there's filament coming out. All of the arms are intact, which is good. It moves. So I think this one's in decent shape. Like I said, I'm not 100% sure until I turn it on and see what's going on with it. But this one looks like it's just gonna need a clean print bed and maybe some hot end work. Okay, so moving on to the third printer. It's a Strike Mini variant. So that's all the printers we got left to unwrap. It's just Strike Mini variants. But this one looks somewhat good shape. We'll just have to see once we get unwrapped. Okay, so I'm about halfway through unwrapping it, but I found a screw that fell out. So I set it off to the side. It's not a good sign, but hopefully it still works. Okay, so it's unwrapped. So I'm gonna give the impressions. First things first is I've noticed there's a 3 printed piece up of the retraction. I thought that was a screw that came out, but it's not. It's similar to the piece on my Strike Mini V2, where I made one to help reduce on the strain on the motor, I guess. But I'm working at mine, it has this bottom one and its top screw. And this one just has the bottom screw, no top screw. So it's interesting. It's pretty much the same extruder setup. I think mine's like a screw right here and it's thicker on this side. And this is a 4 connector piece, whereas the stock Strike Mini V2s have a half that size one. But I've upgraded mine to that same size, so I can't really compare it. And the spool mount is missing. I'm assuming that's in the power supply bag these printers came with. So getting an overall view of it. It looks like it was actually still filament in the PTFE tubing. So that's interesting. Yeah, I can see it on this motor piece. We got the LCD screen with a knob that may actually be 3 printed along with the filament guide. So that's interesting. I wonder if the correct knob came with in that power supply bag. Moving off to the side, got the traditional USB cable, micro SD port. So on this one, there was no foam pad under it, like on my V2. And again, there's glue on the print bed. So I'm starting to think all these printers have been used before, possibly by the same owner. But something that's interesting to me is the heatsink block. It looks like a volcano heatsink, but I'm not sure if it's supposed to be like that. I have to test this one out for sure to make sure, but it's interesting. And there is 2 of these pieces on it, so I'm guessing one broke at some point. But we'll just have to test this one out, see how it does, if it even works. Alright, moving on to the next printer. Again, this is a Select Mini variant. We got this one and one more left. I believe this is going to be similar to the previous one I just did. Okay, first impressions. Got some blue painter's tape, some extra red one. That doesn't look too bad. Then this knob, it's definitely 3D printed. That sounds okay. At least it has both fan clips. But it also has the big heatsink up here. Got a blue other arm. Doesn't look too bad. Overall, it looks about the same. It's probably the most clean printer out of the bunch so far. So I just have to see when we plug this one in. Alright, so the final and 5th printer is a black Select Mini variant. I actually think this one's a V2, whereas the other 2 were V1s. But anyways, let's get this unwrapped. Alright, so this does appear to be a V2. Got the stock print button, so that's a good sign. Screen protector's still on. SD card. Appears to be good shape. Got the normal heat sink on this one. Does have some sort of pap piece going to the film extruder. Not really sure, I've never seen one of these before. As for the bed, this piece is dirty. The bed is beer tack and screw on like the rest of the printers. That does not sound good, but we'll just have to see how it does. So yeah, that's it for the printer impressions. Okay, so now that we got all the printers unwrapped, we're going to try to plug them in and see how the electronics and display and firmwares all handles. See if it's all in working order and if the axes with the printers can move. See if there's any issues with that. And after that, it's probably gonna wrap up this video. If I can get a printer to print it sometime, I may include that, but we'll just have to see how it all goes. Like I said, it's a new format that I'm trying out, so we'll see. If not, there'll be some more videos on these printers coming soon, because I want to do one of the Delta style printer for sure, and a few more of the videos. But anyways, we're going to get into the electronics part of the video. Okay, so now I think the plan is to go through all the Select Mini variants, since I have a Select Mini power supply already plugged in, and then we'll get the Delta and the Maker Plus tap printer at the end. Okay, so we got it plugged in, gonna put the power switch. So good that comes on. So now we can move the axes. Go with the y-axis. That's a good sign. X-axis. Good sign. Z-axis. There's one thing, it always takes them forever to get to. Okay, so all the axes appear to be working on this printer. Next step would be to do a preheat. So we have the preheat set 190 and 50. Again, this is the printer of the really big heat sink. So the extruder is at 74, and yep, the cooling fan is turned on. Bed is at 30 degrees. It feels warm, so everything looks like it's in good shape with this printer. Now we'll move on to the next one. So now we have the V2 Select Mini variant, the one with the metric tube coming out of the extruder. So got it turned on. So that's a different user interface than the one I'm using. Don't know which one's new or which one's old. It looks similar to the previous one that we just did. Good sign. That's a good sign. Another thing I just noticed is that the nozzle is quite a ways out from where it should be at. Okay, first issue I've seen with electronics is the bed temp is not reading correct. So that means the bed thermistor is off. So obviously we can't preheat the bed and get an accurate reading. But we'll try to preheat the hot end, see how that does. This is a common sign of the bed rewire issue, where the zip ties under the bed and the way it moves back and forth wires the cable out. And the hot end fan's kicked on, so that's a good sign. So this one's done testing. Moving to the next Select Mini variant. This is the one with the missing fan clip. So do the movements first. I guess we'll do Y first. Looks good. Good. Z-axis. Looks good. So now we'll try preheat. Okay, so this one looks like the bed has the same issue as the other one did. It's not jumping around, but it is at 0. It should probably be about 18 or 20. So we'll try to preheat anyways. If it does anything. Okay, so there is no bed temp. We do have the heat fan coming on. That seems to be going pretty fast. I'm not sure what's going on with that. So done testing this one, so that concludes all the Select Mini variants. Okay, so now into the Delta style printer. So it does fit the Select Mini power adapter, but I don't seem to see a power button for it, so I just plugged the adapter in and it just came on automatically. So that's something I'm going to have to look into. So once I plugged it in, the case cooling fan came on. I'm going to push some buttons to see what the stuff does. So the middle button goes to SD card. So top, down. So it is not a touch screen. So we did the home on it. So it seems to be a good sign. So all the axes are moving. Preheat. Start preheat. And test these out. So nozzle looks to be in good shape. Some sort of bed, so gonna take longer to preheat like the other ones do, so I think it's working right. So we'll move on to the next printer. Okay, so this is gonna be the last one. I'm not gonna have time to do the prints on them all individually. This video is already gonna be longer than normal, the way it's looking, and I still need time to edit the video. So let's have them individually in separate videos. But for this one, it fits a preset Turbo Tornado style adapter. It doesn't use the Select Mini or Delta variant adapters. This one with 3 prongs instead of just the one round one. So I got it plugged in. I'm going to turn it on. We got a really loud case fan. And then the heatsink fan came on. So that's what the screen looks like. Really hard to read, kind of. But it looks like the extruder and the bed are reading correct. Okay, so I use the Z fast position instead of just the Z one. Kind of weird. So that's not a good sign because you can see it's going. So now I'll try the Y fast. It appears to be working. And the X fast. Everything looks to be working except for the Z leveling. Right, maybe it is at the preset style, it moves it always to the top and levers it. So now I'll try preheat on this. There's a preheat PLA and ABS option in the quick settings, but can't seem to be doing anything. It's kind of weird, it doesn't confirm the preheat. Let's go back to the menu. But it does appear to be working. I like the fast preheat time on the bed. And then once I did that, I to twist the knob when it's on the info screen. And you can see the print time and film it printed. Kind of cool. So overall, I think I got a good deal on these printers. There's some issues with them, and there's some I don't know if I'll be able to fix or not, so I have to try them out. But I'll try to go through these on their individual videos if I make them. Probably one for the big printer, one for the Delta, and maybe one for all 3 of the small ones together. And just try to fix them and print with them, see how it goes. But if you like this video and see how these videos first, make sure to click subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time.